Greetings. Here along Indian Racetrack in the Indian Heaven Wilderness. This is a place I've been wanting to go for quite some time. And this was, you can actually see how there's a little bit of a divot here. This is about a 2,000-foot long racetrack where multiple tribes would come together here in the Indian Heaven Wilderness in berry season. They'd get together in these big meadows out here, and they'd have pony races up and down this little racetrack here that comes down. And there's a little bit more of it through these trees. I'm not sure how many of these trees were here when they did that, but it was, somewhere around 100, 120 years ago they were doing that. And so it's not that long ago. The reverberations are still here. I can still feel them. If you're in tune to that sort of thing, there's a lot of really joyous and festive energy that was generated here during those times, and a lot of, excitement and thrills. I'm sure the air was full of cheers and whoops and hollers and the sounds of galloping hoofbeats. Oh my goodness, it must have been just so stunning. And of course the berries were, an excellent treat. The huckleberries out here, they're good with, B vitamins, that sort of thing. They're very healthy for you. I missed berry season this year, though. I don't know what happened. I was in the Cascades during berry season, but it didn't seem to want to show me any berries. But one of the things I've been wanting to do in the Indian Heaven Wilderness before I kind of run out of things to want to do is come out here and see Indian Racetrack. I didn't know anything about it. I was picturing like an actual oval track, obviously my modern sensibilities, not opening my mind to the idea that they might race in a straight line and not a curved line, and that's what it was. You can almost see the little sign way down there, and it continues on through the trees to another clearing, and then there's a sign that says Trail Abandoned. So I don't know what goes on over there, but it'd be really neat to come out here and do some foot races with somebody or something like that. And before horses came back to North America, I would imagine if they did still come out here before then with horses, they would do it on foot. And, I was kind of hoping it would be a foot thing because I've returned it to running this year, and it was really exciting to me to go out to Fort Rock every year. It is to connect with history, and coming to places like this to connect with history is thrilling and exciting. And I just... it's almost a little sad, though, a little wistful, like wishing that you could see that again, wishing they could still come out here and do those things, but they don't, unfortunately. And I kind of think that would be a cool thing to reinstate. Even if they can't do the actual pony races, they can still do foot races down here, and why not? It's not exactly like it's a long track. It's 2,000 feet long. So, not all that, not a huge track to run. So it's not like it's like races would take a whole long, huge a period of time or would occupy a large amount of land. It's just kind of like to the edge of the trees here and to the edge of these trees here. And it's a little bit of a run. You can see at 3 minutes running. Now let's see how long it takes me to get over here. And of course I brought Snakey along with me. Now we're running the Indian Racetrack. About as fast as my little feet can go. I smell a horse. I just smelled a horse just then. Run out of puff. I did it. There's another little clearing there. Whew. 40 seconds? 35? Somewhere around there? Whee! I haven't done as much running over the last 2 weeks, so I was kind of letting a toe injury heal. Pardon me. A little bit out of breath, just because I'm 2 weeks out of shape. There was a little injury on my toe coming down from Mount Bailey a couple weeks ago. And that was a little bit of a bleeder, but it didn't stop me from finishing my hike. And it's only kept me off the trail for a couple weeks. But man, what a difference a couple weeks makes. And I am excused partially because of the altitude. We're like above 5,000 feet right now. So let's see you sprint 2,000 feet and not be winded a mile in the air. Whew, that was cool. Oh man, I just want to stay up here forever running back and forth. Oh man, that was a trip. Right by the sign there, I smelled like a barnyard smell, like somebody's barn or their horse or something. I'm not kidding. And of course, horse people come up here, so it could just be that, or it could be maybe there's deer that bed down right there or something. But that was, I can't even explain that right now. They did horse races here, and during my run across this racetrack, I smelled horses. That is bizarre. I was not expecting that. I'm kind of getting goosebumps. It's a bit eerie. But getting up here into the Indian Heaven Wilderness to the Trail 171, the Indian Racetrack Trail, the road's a little gross. It's paved most of the way out of Carson, Washington, along Highway 14, but you still have to do a good 3 or 4 miles of kind of gross gravel, and it's a steep 2.2 miles getting up here. They say it's difficult and rocky, but it's not that bad, really. I've had worse hikes for sure. I think it's maybe 500 feet per mile in elevation, which is, you know, that's where it starts to get hard. But if you were to come up here, the lake on the way in, I was hoping would have water, and it's just kind of through those trees over there, and it's, for the most part, just a stagnant, nasty lily pond. It's pretty gross. You'd have to go almost ankle and knee deep in mud just to get to the edge of the water, and what you'd be drinking wouldn't be very fun. Smelling that horse smell again. Could be deer, but it smells strongly of horses. I lived on a small horse ranch for a year and a half when I was about 19 or 20. And you never forget that smell when you have to, you know, be ankle deep or knee deep in horse apples every morning, shoveling out horse stalls. But this was really cool. I'm glad I came up here. I kind of was hoping I might be able to do Red Mountain, but it's a little farther and it's a little late in the day, and I'm not sure if I'm going to go up there necessarily. And you can practically drive right up to that, so... And if you wanted to, you could continue on here to the PCT, maybe a half a mile that way. The PCT goes right through the Indian Heaven, so I love this place. I'm in heaven when I come here. It's my favorite wilderness of all time. And this was basically the last thing that I really ever wanted to do as far as, you know, bucket lists or things to do out here. So in the meantime, maybe I'll come back and backpack at one time here and before the mosquitoes or after the mosquitoes, but for now, day hikes are going to have to be it, and you know that's fine for me. I may love this wilderness, but the rest of the world loves it way more than me, and they are loving it right to death. It's just overrun with people, and it's getting badly abused. So I think I'm going to refrain from putting my use on it overnight, and just come out here during the days. But this is definitely a cool bucket list item to come out here and connect with history and run along the racetrack, the Indian racetrack. And you know, I'm certainly glad that you joined me to watch this and join me on my journey up here to one of my final Indian Heaven bucket list items, the Indian Racetrack. And I really thank you for joining me to see my trippy little almost premonition thing there that I had, and enjoy this perfect mid-September weather. It's absolutely lovely, perfectly clear skies, blue sunny skies everywhere, a stunning wilderness, a thrilling connection with history, and as you saw at the beginning of the video, as always, ants.